got audio. We've got background noise. Now let's see if we can't get a spaceship. Hey, there's one. Hello, everybody. Mr. Moo here in the cockpit, here in Elite Dangerous. Here in the Pleiades Nebula. What are we doing here? Hell if I know. I've heard stories, heard tell and tales of really weird stuff going on. So of course I flew out here in a ship capable of running away from things very, very fast. Seemed like the smart idea. A shout out to Mad Grim, PT, Krylani, Major Guns, and Merlene's Hawk. Thank you so much for the follows. And yeah, here we are. Not sure what's going on, but may as well take a look here. Haven't done any people smuggling in a while. By which I mean I'm not hauling slaves. I'm hauling somebody who apparently is really, really wanted and wants to go on a little sightseeing trip. What the hell, why not? Okay, Brock, you got yourself a ship hired. On board the HSC Elegant Chaos, my Imperial Clipper. As always, I've got Alex on board. My AI, she's a little shy though. I've also got Hank, the Beast, my spaceship cat. Currently curled up on a acceleration couch, and well, it's kind of cute. Every time I say his name, he thumps his tail really hard. Howdy, Hank. Thump. Let's get this show on the road. Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
We're going to the Maya system. No, wait, no, we're not. We're going to here. Pleiades Sector JCU B3-2. Two jumps. Head track on. Lights on.
Lights on.
You're returning this guy to a over 1G world on a ground outpost. It's going to be interesting. Gear up.
Landing gear raised.
Complete. Clear to ascend.
How much do they got in the way of security around here? We got a bit. Oh, landing's going to be interesting.
You are clear to resume own navigation. FFC
Jump.
out.
Engaging jump drive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Eldani! Hello again! Well, I'm glad I'm on your favorites list. Honking the foghorn of discovery and moving on. Never been here, so I guess new experience. New tourist beacon. New ways to get shot by the local constabulary. I did see the cinematic trailer for 2.4. And to quote Bender Bending Rodriguez, well, we're boned.
Incoming mission critical message. Fuel scooping.
there is a capital ship in the area. Oh, but hey, my passenger is not... Yeah, I hear Colonia is nice this time of year. You know, I've heard the same thing about Beagle Point. Just a lovely shade of, hell no this time of year. And we're gonna go Star Trekking past. But, on the plus side, my passenger isn't wanted in this system. Right, let's try that again. Convoy beacon, unidentified signal source. Alright. Where am I supposed to be here? Cannon Crater. Wow, you are a really irregular rock, aren't you? Let's see here.
Flight engaged.
Slide some stuff down, that's better. And that's better. There we go. Now I can properly see my screen. Night approach. Well, dark side approach. There we go. Yeah, consult your geophysician immediately if your planet starts appearing to bulge on certain sides. Oh, we're gonna come out way too far out. Well, not bad, I guess. That's what the boosters on this thing are for.
Mission objective complete.
It's a lovely view, I'm sure. I just can't see a bit of it. What do we got here? Cannon Crater. Barnacle site is believed to be one of the abundant locations of the strange organic structures. Oh, there's barnacles down here. Oh, that's worth a look. Okay, I can kind of see the glow. Now, is the barnacle intact, or is it a dead site? It appears to be a dead site. Over-harvested by commanders, if I had to make a guess. Then again, it may have sprouted into a new Thargoid installation, so I'm not going to be too terribly broken up about it, I guess. I have a feeling we're going to be getting our fill of Thargoid, Thargoid everything coming up very quickly. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
Alright, let's get our passenger back to where our passenger wants to go, and try to avoid any Federal or Imperial entanglements. Ah, Pleiades Resource Enterprise, so Federal Corporate. Beautiful view of the nebula right here. Clearing the gravity well now. Initiate jump sequence.
Jumping.
And illegal passenger here, so whatever he did
Fuel scooping.
must have kind of been a big deal. Resume course.
Selecting next system en route.
Did I not map that out properly? I did not.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Come on. You're going here. Yes, there you go. Much better. Now I just have to bring it in for a proper landing. A proper high G landing, well, greater than 1G anyway. On a ground-based installation, without being scanned.
Fuel scooping.
Orbital approaches are a lot easier. The moment you're through the mail slot, you're good. So this is going to be a little
Fuel scoop disengaged.
different. You know, I keep hearing back and forth that silent running works, silent running is crap, silent running works, silent running doesn't work. I guess we'll see what happens. You know, assuming I don't pull a Cassini here. Well, that's the trick, isn't it? 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Shields up and maybe scanned, or maybe not scanned. Shields down, silent running. Then I'm overheating and going into the surface at a fender-bending clip. There may need to be large people with larger hammers to knock out some dents before this, or after this landing gets done.
Orbital flight engaged.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See if I can't get myself arranged properly with the landing pads before making my final run in. Okay, looks like the large landing pads are on the other side. Alright, well, let's see what happens.
Kudamaya, Kilo Yankee Lima. Throttle down to approach speed, and welcome to this federal station, Commander.
Okay, there's my parking spot.
Access granted. You are go for approach to pad 07.
Gear down.
Deploying gear.
Go cold.
Silent running. Shields offline. Warning. Temperature critical.
We're gonna have to put up with a little bit of heat here.
Warning.
It's the thrusters and the gravity here.
Warning.
Hull integrity compromised.
Damn it.
Maintain current rate of descent.
Temperature critical.
Well, this didn't go well for a landing, but
Warning. Taking heat damage.
no. Come on, get me in here. Yeah, I've had better landings than that.
Shields online.
Shields online.
Touchdown sequence complete. Securing ship. Welcome to our port, Commander.
So, high G landings. The more your thrusters have to work, the more heat you're putting out. I should really put a heatsink launcher in this sucker for occasions just like that. $18 grand in repairs.
Repaired.
Another happy landing, that's right. Well, Brock's here, and Brock's going to pay a lot more than I had to pay in repairs, so... works. I have no need for modular terminals, so... out you go. Okay, and the incoming ships will be here in 20 minutes. Figured may as well bring my keel back out here to go talk to Professor Palin. Go visit my favorite speed shop. Actually, that's something I should check up on real quick here. Let's see here, going to Inara real quick. We're going to find out if I actually have the materials for visiting said speed shop. Let's see here. Thrusters, dirty, grade 5. What do I need? It looks like I've got everything. So I can put a grade 5 tune on that keelback once it arrives. Excellent. In the meantime, let's see here. Oracle? Let's see here. What was the name of that station again? Do not have shipyard, has station. Okay, Pleiades Sector IRW D1-55. Donar's Oak. IRW D1-55. Much better. As I've heard crazy tell of stuff here. Gear up.
Retracting
Ship
landing
released.
module.
Expedite climb to exit altitude.
Copy tower, expediting climb.
You are clear of the port. Safe travels.
Sorry, tower, didn't catch that. Going too fast. Initiate jump sequence on my mark.
Okay.
Mark.
Engaging jump.
So yeah, IRW D1-55 is the station where Aegis, the new, I want to say, cooperative organization, has set up their their joint base, Oracle base here. If you aren't familiar with it, Aegis is a group dedicated to developing anti-Thargoid technologies, as far as I know. Thargoid countermeasures. Just generally anything to help intelligence, technology, whatever, for the war. Because at this point, it's pretty much inevitable. Well, maybe not a full-on war, but there will be battles that need some new technologies, otherwise we're just going to get raffle stomped. So they built this base, the Oracle, this station. I want to say this is an Ocellus class starport. And then they jumped it out here. That thing's got drives on it. And a hyperdrive. Unless it's got something more like a capital ship jump drive, which is... It looks to be something very different from your standard issue frameshift drive. Not sure what it is, but whatever it is, it can jump something that massive. We only saw Federation ships when Aegis is supposed to be a joint venture. That's true. However... Hang on. Got a distress call. Everything we've seen so far has shown that, you know, whenever the Thargoids have attacked something, it's always been Federal ships. Farragut-class battlecruisers. Etc. I haven't seen any burning or corroded Imperial interdictors around. So maybe the Federal half of this has taken the more warlike approach, I'm not sure. I can tell you I don't have a great feeling about this. I've been in this system a few times, and this is new. And we are only 120 light seconds from the Oracle. Well, the Federals shot first in that trailer, but we haven't seen... It seems like every time there's Thargoids, there's something gets really, really screwed up. Plus, I mean, the Thargoids... I'm not sure who shot first back in the original Elite, but... They seem to have taken things a little disproportionate if it was us that shot first. On approach. Disengage Super Cruise.
75%. Drive deactivated.
No, not yet. I was going to say on my mark. Alright, back we go. Back into the witch space with you. Let's try that again. Oh shit. Oh, son of a... You cheeky little insect bastards. Another distress call, another wrecked Farragut, and we are 116 light seconds from Aegis headquarters. Or, well, not headquarters, but this is supposed to be their primary research base out here. We got a data beacon. Unknown ship signatures. Okay, I make a Federal Corvette, dropship, F-63 Condors, still burning. 2 more Corvettes, 3 more Corvettes. That's 4 Corvettes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Five Corvettes? One, two, three, four, five, 6 Corvettes. Multiple dropships. Even more numerous fighters. And that weird sickly green. Both the fire and just the general space is loaded up with that. Whatever it is. I mean, the metal is burning. whatever this stuff is, I'm gonna assume it's some kind of hypergolic compound. It's actually breaking down the metal and burning it. Because that's the only explanation for these fighters still. Yeah, these condors over here. Here's one. This condor must have vented its atmosphere by now. So I'm going to make the assumption that this is the metal burning. Come on. There we go. I also don't see anybody in the cockpit, and I'm not sure if that's good or bad. "116 light seconds from the Oracle." And there's this. Jump on my mark.
Okay.
Mark.
Preparing for jump.
Well, crap. It ain't game over yet. Game's just... All we've discovered is that the new player swings a considerably weighty bat. There's some hauler hauling along. Graded emissions. Keelbacks, haulers. I didn't know a thing was going on out here while a federal task force was just getting peeled open like a tin can. Probably more degraded emissions. Yep. You know, unfortunately, I have a feeling the answer is 1. Because based on what we saw in the trailer, they're loaded up with Thargons as well. On a scale of that's not free checking to the heat death of the universe, I'm gonna call this: the enemy has a weapon system that blurs the line between starfighters and missiles. Because those things were tiny, and they were fast, and they were armed. Let's see what the Oracle can offer us. Oracle Station, this is HSC Elegant Chaos.
Guten Maya Kilo Yankee Lima. This is the Flight Operations Department. Please comply with established docking procedures, Commander.
Gudamaya Kilo Yankee Lima, request docking clearance.
Requesting docking clearance.
Come on. Thank you.
Request approved.
You're welcome.
Cleared for landing
Not
on docking
you.
bay 17.
Copy 1-7. You're down?
Down and locked.
Yeah, Frontier's been decent at storytelling. There's been some stumbles along the way. I'm sure we all know what they are.
Landing successful. Dispatching ground crew. Welcome to our starport, Commander.
Alright, Oracle. Who do you need transporting? $13 million to go to Colonia. And then come back. Tourists. Transport rich tourists to Blackmount Orbital. They'll pay me 1 million credits. You know, you've got yourself a deal. Anything else need transporting to Blackmount? Let's do 24 tons of evacuation shelters that need to go to Donar's Oak. It's on the way. Else, that's to Blackmount Habitation. Hostile ships may be sent against you. Well, I gotta go there anyway to get my ship ready, so why not? Okay, Donar's Oak, 3,000 light seconds. I always love these high-tech station interiors. It just reminds me of Blade Runner. Gear up.
Gear
Dispatch
coming in.
confirmed. You are cleared to leave.
Okay, little Cobra, there you go. Come on. Speed it up. It's that little handle on your left. That's the one. Oh, may as well grab a scan while we're here. Alright. Get back towards Donar's Oak. There we go. Gonna be here a bit. Super Cruise. Galaxy map.
Displaying map.
Now, I was going back through my bookmarks, and I found something... Oh, I want to say it was one of these around here. Maybe it was you. 58384, B9 class star. Nope, wasn't you. I haven't visited you. .38064, that's just a beautiful, beautiful star system. Let's see, was it 49545? Nope, haven't been there, and it requires a permit. Wasn't you. Well, that's too bad. I don't think I've been out that far before, so... Alright, well... And you're just part of that great big line of O-class stars right here. No, there was a planet I found, a star system actually, multiple planets, where the atmospheric pressure was in the hundreds of millions of atmosphere. Hundreds of millions of bar. And the temperature was something like, you know, in the 5 digits. 5 digits of Kelvin. Maybe 6. Yeah, the atmospheric composition was actually something like 75% rock vapor and 20% iron vapor. Drop down into that planet's atmosphere and you've just become your own tombstone.
Mission critical message.
Alright, what do we got here? Boom data delivery. Enemy ships have been deployed to stop your mission. Mordecai Bane. I'm betting that's you. Yep. Well, let's see how this baby handles a fight. Morty, come on. He's competent. Federal assault ship, so 2 medium, 2 large hardpoints. And the shields are not going to be that great, but the hull might be alright, but given that he's competent, I'm gonna take a wild guess that... Yeah. Balance?
Loading configuration.
Under attack.
Well, it didn't take you long, did it? Bonk.
Shields offline. Warning. Temperature critical.
Weapons.
Transferring power to weapons.
Set 3-1.
Max weapons.
Thank you.
Warning.
You're welcome, sir.
Critical.
Now, Federal assault ships do have the benefit of their shields coming back quickly. So I guess he's got that going for him, which is nice.
Warning.
Warning. Taking heat damage.
Yes, I know. Fine, I'll let you cool down a little bit. Goodbye, Morty. Set 2-1.
Redistributed.
Critical message.
And now what? Oh, alright. The weapons on this are primarily self-defensive. I wouldn't take this thing out into a combat zone or a hazardous resource site for mining. But it handles the occasional raider well enough. Okay, let's get a proper approach lined up. Love how his last words were, "Let's get to it, meal ticket." Does that pride goeth before a massive fusion reactor explosion? I may be paraphrasing a little bit.
Kilo, Yankee, Lima, please comply with access protocols before commencing docking procedures.
Twice the pride, double the fall. There you go.
Course for landing pad 09.
Gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
This place belongs to Aegis as well, so... Yeah, the Thargoids hit... That was really, really cheeky of them.
Contact confirmed. Clear to disembark. Enjoy your stay at our facility, Commander.
You know, throughout all my years of watching and reading Star Wars stuff, I think my favorite one is still... It was during the Legend... Well, now it's Legends, but it was during the EU novels, the Yuuzhan Vong War. My favorite lines, it was Han and an Imperial Admiral sitting down to talk. And this Imperial Admiral said, "You know how we would have handled the Yuuzhan Vong?" And she goes into detail about how... you know, how they would have gone in with the fleet and been very, very, you know, precise and yet at the same time overwhelming force and use Star Destroyers and fighters in a competent way. And Han says, "No, that's not how you would have done it. You would have built a super weapon. It would have been trillions of credits, quadrillions of man-hours to build. You would have called it the Galactic Colossus or the Cosmic Destructor or the Nostril of Palpatine or something. And you know what? It wouldn't work. Because you'd have some hotshot pilot who'd go and find the one flaw in your massive, overpriced death-dealing machine. Because you'd have some panel that wasn't bolted down, or you'd have some exhaust port that you forgot to shield, or you'd have some computer error somewhere. And he'd go in, drop a bomb down the hole, and blow it all to hell inside of 30 seconds. That's how the Empire's always handled stuff. I'm having trouble finding the lie in it, to be honest. Alright, and all the ships have arrived at Blackmount Habitat. Excellent. Gear up.
Retracting landing gear.
Detachment confirmed. Depart safely from the station.
So now that the keelbacks are actually getting a second seat, that actually sounds kind of fun. Just, you know, a couple of pals in a really, really heavily modified freighter. Where have I heard this story before?
All clear. We hope you have a safe journey.
Must have been a long time ago. Alright. Black Mount Orbital. I love this kind of station. I love these asteroid bases. They're just spectacular.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, the Pythons... I'm not sure whether it would be the Python or the Cobra 3. But I definitely see what you mean. The Cobra 3 is a little short in terms of cargo capacity. On the other hand, you can get that thing to rip in real space. Still need to give the keel back a name. Have to consider that one. What the hell is an aluminum falcon? Well, it's not like you can't buy a new one. Cobra 3s are a dime a dozen almost. Granted, it might be a very big dime. Here we go. Lined up with Black Mount. So no, I've brought out 4 ships to the area. My Clipper here, the Elegant Chaos. A research/combat asp, the Rogue Scholar. My Keelback. And my multi-purpose, my Python, the Cucamulus. So between those 4 ships, I think I'm pretty well covered for tasks out here in the Pleiades. I should probably bring out one of my dedicated combat ships too, but that can wait.
Kilo, Yankee, Lima. Welcome to this federal facility. Please observe all standard docking procedures. Okay, Commander, you are go for approach to pad 17.
Copy 17, Black Mount TC. Gear down.
Lowering landing gear.
I love these bases so much. There's just so much atmosphere to them.
Docking completed. Power down systems. Station facilities are at your disposal, Commander.
Thank you, Black Mount. And there's an extra $1 million in the pocket. Let's see here, what else I got. Just 1 data delivery. Huh, also a bounty to Aegis, so maybe I can turn that in here? Oh. Okay, Blackmount Habitation. That's where my ships are at. You're up.
Gear up.
Docking coupler disengaged. Depart when ready, Commander. You have exceeded the station exclusion zone. Watch your 6, Commander.
Hit it.
Jumping to light speed.
A little sip of water there. The Repentant Paramount. A dolphin. That's a very brave dolphin. Let's do a quick rundown of all the conspiracies happening, or at least some of the conspiracies happening in Elite. You've got the Vice President of the Federation, for the previous administration, the Halsey administration, who apparently died of a heart attack even though his home medical system had scanned him 10 minutes prior and said he was fine. But we can't tell because all of his home security was wiped by a very localized EMP, which the authorities blamed on a thunderstorm, which no monitoring system on the planetary weather net actually detected. That sounds like the guy that fell down an elevator shaft and landed on some bullets. Now, he'd been investigating the death of a family member when the Highliner Antares exploded. Now, the Highliner Antares was built by Sirius Corp back before the introduction of the modern fast frameshift drive, a couple years prior. It was like a prototype for the frameshift drive, and actually delayed its rollout by a few years. The same kind of explosion which possibly took out Starship One with President Halsey on board, until we found her again I think 9 months later, drifting in an escape pod, where she had, she gets recovered, she gets resuscitated, and promptly starts talking about how she met the architects of creation, and everybody kind of goes, okay, Madam President, here, let's take you to the nice soft room. Then you've got MetaDrive Inc., which was some kind of startup corporation claiming to be working on meta-alloy hyperdrives. Well, no, let's back up a bit. The barnacles get discovered here in the Pleiades. There's a massive, massive community goal campaign to collect as many meta-alloys from the barnacles as possible, and those all get delivered to Obsidian Orbital in the Maya system. Sounds good so far. A month or so later, Obsidian Orbital reports that their stockpile of meta-alloys is gone. Totally gone. Bought up by various companies, which all turn out to be a bunch of shell corporations for like one company. Then, MetaDrive Inc. shows up and says, hi, we have a great big stockpile of meta-alloys that we're using to experiment on meta-hyperdrives. Huh, wonder where that came from. Then you've got one of the engineers from MetaDrive, who I can't remember if he's from Metadrive or if he's from Sirius, who takes off on does a runner with a bunch of corporate data. A great big bounty is put out on his head. I'll have to track that particular thread down again. Long story short, Sirius Corp ends up hoovering up all of Metadrive's assets when the company fails, buying it for basically pennies on the dollar, if that. So now Sirius Corp is sitting on top of a massive stockpile of meta-alloys.
Orbital flight engaged.
And stand in a good position to sell, any kind of findings to Core Dynamics, Gudamaya, Lakon, etc. Because Sirius builds the hyperdrives, which then get sent out to the shipbuilders, as far as I know. That's why Sirius, tried building the Antares. Well, that didn't work so great. Let's see here. Then you've got... Oh, what was the other big one? There was Salome, and the ER disaster in and out that entailed. Which also leads to the whole Formidine Rift, and Conflux, and Hawking's Gap. And the Dynasty Project, which was apparently put in motion decades ago, before the modern hyperdrive, to try to find facilities, worlds, whatever, that would be treated as safe zones in case something ever rolled through the bubble and decided they didn't want to take prisoners. What a funny coinkydink. Yeah, I need a cork board, a bunch of string, and a bunch of push pins.
Gudamaya, Kilo Yankee, Lima. You're very welcome to this station, Commander. Priority access will be granted upon request.
Find me a parking spot. Alex. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Authorization cleared. Please land on pad 08.
08. Got it. $1.2G is actually not fun to land on. It's right at that level where you think you can land fast, and no, you can't.
Warning, deploy landing gear.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, or the question from Justice League Unlimited.
Landing operation complete. You may disembark when ready. Greetings, Commander.
You know those plastic tips on the ends of shoelaces are called aglets? And did you know that their purpose is sinister? It's true. Alright, well, let's roll out the keel back. Actually. Yeah, you're all upgraded. Okay, it's just the keel back then. Lights on.
Lights on.
Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Alright, to the Maya system. Ishmael, have I got a job for you. Gear up.
Gear up.
Ship detach complete. Clear for departure.
Not your average tuning job. So we can hit 350 in the boost with this
You are
thing.
clear of the port. Stay safe, Commander.
I want a keelback that can do at least 400. That's my goal. Now, whether my goal gets achieved is a totally different story. Oh, howdy, Hank. And I now have a spaceship cat underneath my feet. And yes, I'm Age. Yes, it's an armored lunchbox. They're adding a second seat to it, so suddenly it's practical. For a given value of practical.
Piracy is rife here.
I know. Oh, thank you, Hank.
Sensors to long range.
Now, as far as we know, Thargoids do not eat people. They just kill them very, very effectively. Besides, it's a Lakon-style cockpit. There is nothing armored about it. Yeah, on the other hand, the mission got extended by almost, what, twice its lifetime? No, that's not right. 50%, half again. It's supposed to end in, what, 2010? It went an extra 7 years, so... not bad. Good science. And, I mean, when it ran out of fuel, it wasn't going to be much more use anyway. They weren't going to be able to steer it. So... Witness it, shiny and chrome. Oh, that's the ship I should have brought out here, the Fury Road. My Vulture. It's very shiny and chrome. That lander went to a different one, but yeah.
Orbital flight engaged.
Tell you what, if that's the worst we antagonize them with, then I think we're doing pretty good. Oh, I'm gonna hit interface way too hard here. I'm gonna hit the gravity step too hard. I'm not. Woohoo! I'm good. It's so nice to see my favorite speed shop without a federal battlecruiser hovering overhead. Kind of spoiled the view.
Lakon Kilo Yankee Lima. Automated flight control protocol initiated. Please submit
Professor
prior to
Palin.
landing.
Ishmael. May I call you
Docking
Ishmael?
permission
Seems like
authorized.
something you'd say.
You
Call me
may
Ishmael.
proceed to landing pad 04.
Yeah, ain't that the truth. Gear down.
Deploying landing modules.
Oh, this is going to be a crummy landing. Well, not a crummy landing, I just overshot a little bit. Okay, now to see if Inara was lying to me about my
Docking procedure
level of
completed.
supplies.
Ship secured. Greetings, Commander.
Greetings, National Weather Service voice. Alright, what can we get out of this? I'll take it. Wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Right, let's see what kind of performance we get out of this sucker now. Gear up.
Retracting landing
Ship
modules.
released. Departure authorized.
Come on, 409.
Automated flight control protocol.
416. I saw 417
Thank
there.
you, Commander.
I'll take it. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
So now I've got a keelback that can keep up with a stock Imperial Clipper. I mean, if it's a tuned Clipper, all bets are off, but... Well, once we get the second seat in here, this may actually make the keelback a decent kind of little cargo and blockade runner.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
What do we got here? Graded emissions. Nope. Yeah, that engineer that added seats, that's Sandro and Marco, and yeah, they don't show up very often. They only update once in a while, but they do a very, very far-ranging upgrade, so, you know. Okay, we're gonna go Star Trekking. Let's see if we can't get a close approach to use the gravity. It'll always slow down a little bit. And I gotta go on the other side of the planet anyway, so no major loss. Do they still want to get paid in fish? That's a very good question. I'm going to assume no. Then again, maybe they haven't cleaned up their docking bay yet, so... You see, during the beta, there was some... For those that don't know, during the beta, all engineers usually get paid in fish. It's easy to acquire. It's kind of funny for a medium of currency. I don't know what they do with the fish. Could be food.
Engaged.
Could be they're stocking a koi pond. I don't know. But there's always those little bugs you find in a beta. For instance, when I went to see Felicity Farseer, I landed, I entered the docking bay, and my Federal assault ship was buried up to the upper gun turrets in dirt. You could only see the very top of the ship sticking out of a great big pile of dirt. Because apparently somebody said, let's take all the outside and put it inside. Hank, no. Hank, that's a bad place for a Hank to be right now. Hank, no. Hank. Oh boy. Oh, the ground. Black Moon Habitation, I am declaring a cat-related emergency here.
Lakon, Kilo Yankee, Lima. We've set aside a landing pad for you, Commander. It's good to have you. Permission denied, Commander. You're out of range. Resubmit at 7.5 kilometers.
I'm not out of range, you're out of range. Actually, okay, yeah, I was out of range. Shush.
Authorization cleared. You are go for approach to pad 05.
You're down.
Gear down.
Now, let's see if the famous Lakon retro thrusters actually do some slowing down here. Doesn't look like it. I've seen bottle rockets with more delta V to them. And not used to flying a keelback. Can you... The hell? Yeah, okay. We want to get underground now. It's raining drones.
Docking confirmed. You may disembark when ready. Welcome, Commander.
It won't take long to get a vulture out here. And it's relatively cheap. So there's my combat ship. My Asp Explorer is superior to this ship in all ways. Okay, Cucamulus, let's do some work here. When things heat up, I have a feeling it's going to be out here. Out here in the Pleiades. Alright, who wants to go where? Atypical disrupted wake echoes. Not bad. First class seating I can accommodate. I don't know if the main bubble is going to go bye-bye. I really hope not. I've got too much stuff to transfer out to Colonia. But it might not be a bad idea to spread my stuff out a little bit. Anyway, we'll see. Worst comes to worst, I'll hop on board the Bifrost and make a beeline. Gear up.
Landing gear
Detach
raised.
complete. Clear for departure.
I don't know. In the first Elite game, it wasn't a case of, you know, if you don't want to engage the Thargoids, they didn't really care what you wanted.
You are clear of the port. Federal Flight Control signing off.
My bet is that a lot of the fringe worlds are gonna get hit hard. Like, trying to think of one off the top of my head because I know there's a system kind of halfway between the Pleiades and the Bubble. I want to say it's Imperial. You can get good deals there. It's used for grinding out Imperial ranks, and I cannot remember it for the life of me. I don't think they're going to. For the simple reason of, I think Frontier would have tested out something like that, like with Betelgeuse, or another star going, you know, some random star going supernova. Because if they were to just do that off screen, you know, like, oh, you know, flip the switch, here's an update, oh, and a planet just exploded. I'm not sure that would go... That doesn't feel like it fits the same narrative. And I don't think they have the tech to make a planet explode in, you know, have that rendered. Alright, weapons fire detected. Let's go be heroes. Disengage supercruise on my mark.
Okay.
Possibly, but I think we're going to see some testing for great big kabooms in beta before that happens. Drop.
Cancelled.
Damn it, Alex. You're supposed to read my mind and immediately do things. Hank, if there was ever a time I needed you not to be Hank, it was now.
Commander, what are your orders?
Whoa, okay. Hi there. Anthill mob, competent.
Scan detected.
Set 3-2.
Loading configuration.
Let's go for the small ones first.
Incoming mission critical message. Under attack. Frameshift charge detected.
That's a good one. Do not jump to hyperspace while pointing at me. I would not like that very much, sir. Just, you know, throwing that out.
Target shield is offline.
Set 2-1.
Redistributing power.
Yeah, I don't think I want to experience that particular bit of kamikaze-ness. Pay attention, class. I am only going to do this once. Well, I believe you... Customer's always right. Customer's always right. Engines.
Diverting power to requested system.
I believe you've just been scanned. I believe you can just take a... Look, lady, even I get scanned sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Retail veteran here, too. Alright, we're coming in a little hot here. Let's see if we can't gravity break some of this down. Probably not, but hey, we'll give it a shot. Nope. That's a nope.
Incoming mission critical message.
Now what? Oh, you.
This is an independent star system, Commander.
If you can get this crate moving, lady, I... Oh.
Access granted. Cleared for landing on docking bay 3-5.
Lady, I will park outside the black hole in this system, and I will wait for your ass to eject out of the passenger cabin if I have to.
Scan detected.
Gear down.
The gear is down and locked.
I've done it before, don't test me. We're here. Get out.
Touchdown confirmed. Clear to disembark. Enjoy your visit, Commander.
Enjoy it a lot more if you met this test pilot at the broom factory. Well done. Oh, so gushingly glad you approve. Well, you're POWs, but... Let's see here. Black Mount Orbital, okay. Your POWs, but... Well, let's see who else needs to go there. That's an observatory. Yeah, you guys get first class one more time. Come on. Give me the system map. There you go. Lights on.
Lights on.
Gear up.
Gear coming up.
Ship detach complete. Departure authorized. Speed restrictions are now lifted. Flight control out.
Alright, Hudson Observatory. I forget, who am I sending here? The tourists, I think. Refugees, okay. Black Mountain. Right. I forgot I even had that mission to go there. Whoops. Oh, well. So, Hudson Observatory, Black Mount Orbital, Black Mount Habitation, and that should wrap things up. Glad I'm not been attacked by Thargoids yet, but just kind of laying the groundwork here, kind of setting myself up with various factions. Because I have a feeling I'm going to need allies out here. A lot of them. Hey, I'm friendly with the Merope, sure, Expeditionary Fleet. That's either really good or really bad, Eldani. Hopefully in a time flies when you're having fun. The new station out there, iMage? Yeah, we can swing by there. I actually ran into a bit of a hitch early on when I went there. So yeah, flew out to Oracle Station, and not 116, well, actually, yes, 116 light seconds from the Aegis installation there for Thargoid research and probably anti-Thargoid tech, we find the wreckage of a Farragut and its task force. Those cheeky little bugs decided to take out a federal corvette, or sorry, 6 federal corvettes and 1 federal battlecruiser, along with a whole lot of dropships and condors, right on Aegis's doorstep. Yeah, it looks like the missile warheads had Guardian tech incorporated into them. Which, after seeing what the Guardian relics did inside a Thargoid base, inside the map room, I can see why they'd be trying to incorporate the tech. Gear down.
Deploying landing gear.
And welcome to Space Beverly Hills. Actually, no, this is slightly different than what I'm thinking. This is a tourist station, though. I think. Beautiful place, though. Refugees picked a nice spot.
Contact. Engines disengaged.
Yeah, that's not a bad observation. That's very close, the Presidium. Yes, the Thargoids. We've investigated them and found no truth to your allegations. Caveman versus astronaut. Okay, Neofabric insulation. Who else want to go here? Maya. You on Black Mount Orbital? Hop on in? You can't hop on in, can you? Right, we're going to see if we can't add a little bit more passenger accommodation here. A little tiny bit. Never mind the car alarm, folks, or the horn. All not part of the show. Right then. Need business class. Yeah, I haven't thrown out. Let's see here. Passenger cabins. Here we go. Business class. Maybe that's enough now? We shall find out. There we go. Perfect. You know, it's kind of funny when you, I've got a, an Orca. I've got an Orca, and when you hit the boosters, it makes the, fasten seatbelt sound. Bong! Okay, where's our next lovely port of call? HIP 17692. Black Mount Orbital, Black Mount Orbital, Black Mount Habitation. Gear up.
Retracting
Ship
landing gear.
restraints retracted. Access corridor is clear.
Kindly clear the way, Orca. Sunday drivers.
Way ahead is clear. Federal flight control signing off.
Initiate jump sequence.
Jump.
Alright, Black Mount Habitation first. It's because they're closer. Anybody here? No. I was gonna ask if anybody here was wanted or, you know, would have a problem with being scanned. It doesn't look like it. It's true, there is... Well, I'm not sure actually what the ship exhaust might be. Because fusion drives... But I agree that keeping the volume filled with air and keeping it fresh... a not small challenge. Well, here's one for you. If they have atmospheric force fields around stations, why can't they put one around the cockpit? Yeah. I've got plenty of power to spare.
Orbital flight engaged.
Now, you see, that to me would be almost more interesting than losing the HUD. Having a great big honkin' blast shield come down over where the canopy used to be, and so you have to fly totally on instruments, no visual reference at all. You'd have to use the holographic display there to the left of the radar to get yourself lined up with the station door. Remote cameras are fine. Okay, so have... See, I'd like it if it was a variation on the cargo scooping, where that's how you lined yourself up with the docking port.
DeLacy, Kilo Yankee Lima. Throttle down to approach speed, and welcome to this federal station, Commander. Approved for for access. Proceed to landing pad 06.
Copy 06. Gear down.
Gear down.
Descend to flight level 50. Docking confirmed. Dispatching ground crew.
Yeah, I might take a look at that image. Okay, what? Oh, is it the boom data delivery? Right, got that. Then, any passengers getting off here? Nope. Alright. That's to Black Mount Orbital, and that's to Black Mount Orbital. The tour group and the POW group. Now, I do know one interesting thing that I really wish they would have incorporated, or will incorporate again.
You may exit the exclusion zone.
The initial concept for the hyperdrives and in-system travel. The nav beacons, which, you know, around the jump points of the stars, are nearly useless. We all know this. You know, if you don't have a discovery scanner, you just go there, scan system, whatever.
Signing off.
So what I saw was the initial concept for the beacons around stars was you would jump into a system using your hyperdrive. Ah, right. Jump into a system using your hyperdrive, go to the beacon, scan, and you would get all the data on the system. And then you would perform a micro jump to get from the nav beacon to the station or the planet or whatever. In a lot of ways similar to Star Citizen's travel method, which honestly I really like. And then if there was no beacon around a star, if there was no, you know, if it was an unexplored system, whatever, that's where the Discovery Scanner came in, that's where Super Cruise came in. You would honk the horn, you would then, you know, fly the old-fashioned way, or the way we are all used to now, to any planets out there. And why they had all the signal sources marked, yeah. And I would really like to see that travel method incorporated here. It would make for very... I mean, you'd have to change the way piracy is done, but I think in a way it would make things more interesting because the pirates could actually essentially spawn camp. You know, they don't have to chase people down in Super Cruise. They can lie in wait in ambush position. And maybe, you know, that's the game you wanted, and that in the base building. Hopefully someday. Hope springs eternal, I guess. Well, that'd be kind of neat, too. I think that's what the compromised nav beacons were. Now, if you had a Discovery Scanner, you had the option of honking the horn and just flying out there, you know, in normal Super Cruise. or you micro jump. It gave more choices, gave more options, gave more variety. Kind of, you know, different play styles, different ways of doing stuff. All right, now we're picking up speed. Now the speedolite can bite me. Okay, minor detour for the planet, or minor, you know, slowdown. Now the speedolite can bite me again. That'd be kind of interesting. So the prospector limpets would actually be like drop pods full of miners. I wonder if that's how they're going to do drop ships, you know, and troop insertion. That it's going to be some kind of passenger limpet or troop limpet. That'd be kind of neat. See how many of those you can fire off at once. So you got a drop pod constellation burning in. Combining passenger and mining missions. I think I flew with that airline once. Yeah, rhymes with Brian Air. Or Shoe-Knighted. Come on, slow it down. Do not. There we go. Good, there we go. Falcon to Lacey, Kilo Yankee Lima, request docking clearance.
Federal Station, Commander.
Asking now.
Access approved. You are go for approach to pad 2-0.
Copy 2-0. You're down?
Down and locked.
Glad to help.
Contact. Ground crew have been dispatched. Station
Watch the Mr. Moose stream and rake in the profit. We put the mindless in mindless fun. Motto needs work, right. Okay, passengers are clear. POWs are clear. Anything really exciting here? No. Alright, let's see here. Check my cargo. Yep, Neofabric. Get rid of that stuff. And then, just for iMage, because I do requests, we're gonna go have a look at that Aegis system. Let's see here, Pleiades sector. Oh, it was IRW D1-55. And it was around Planet 6. Oh look, an ammonia world. And I'm cordial with Atlas Research. Excellent. Gear up.
Landing gear
Docking
up.
coupler disengaged. Go for departure.
Fly smart. Fly safe.
You have the all clear. FFC signing off.
Thank you, Blackmount TC. See you next time. And I realize as much as I'm newting ships around here in the Pleiades, at some point I'm going to have to get back to Narvert. Because the Air Entry Alliance isn't gonna... Well, NPCs alone aren't gonna get that group into expansion. So... may have to head back there for next time, we'll see. Or I might do something a little different. I've been poking around with X-Wing Alliance, just because, you know, hey... I have a love sometimes of games that are old enough to drink now. And the Alliance upgrade project is... it's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it. High-res, high-res ship skins and new ship models inserted into the game. Plus, there's the, I've mentioned this before, I think, but XWVM, which is a very ambitious mod of the original X-Wing game, which will give it, eventually, you know, totally new graphics engine and VR capability. And that will make my day. Actually, that'll make more than my day, believe me. Even if it's Star Wars and the lasers travel at a top speed of 60 miles an hour. That's part of the charm. Also, probably good practice for using ballistic weapons in Elite. Okay, so yep, we were on approach. One moment. We were on approach to the station out here. On approach to Oracle, when saw a distress call. Thought, that's new. Had a little look-see. You know, and what's our distance here? We are currently, 130 some light seconds from the Oracle, so... right on Aegis's front doorstep. Disengage supercruise on my mark.
Okay.
Mark.
Disengaging.
And nearly ran face first, just like that, into this. So we've got a wrecked Farragut and the associated task force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 federal corvettes with what looks like 3 or 4 drop ships around each one. 2 to 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe 16. And a bunch of Condor fighters around in the area too. And 1 distress beacon. Screenshot.
Taking photo.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bunch of burning condors. And thus the stream ends the way it began. Surrounded by fire and death and... Well, you know, I hear Beagle Point is really nice this time of year. That's going to conclude things for today. Thanks everybody for coming out and spending time with me, talking, chatting, poking around. Spending mindless time while making obscene amounts of cash. Always glad to help. Big thumbs up. If you like the stream, well, there's a subscribe button around there somewhere. Or a follow button, not a subscribe yet. Someday, dream big. Until then, the Mr. Moo Cash Show. Cash Cow. There we go, the Cash Cow stream. Somebody market that. Trademark it. Call my lawyer. Call my doctor. Call my dentist. Anyway. I'm going to try to make it back out again for Monday. Not sure what's going to happen on Monday. But something's going to happen. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. If fly safe. If you can't fly safe, fly dangerous. If you can't fly safe or fly dangerous, try not to run into Thargoids and get yourself set on fire. Pro tip of the day. Take care, everybody.